Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome along to episode 149 of the Studio Rats Q&A Live. My name's James Ivy.
I'm Paul Drew. I haven't got a swivel chair, so I'm on a bench. So
He hasn't got enough space to spin round. You are all very welcome to our weekly takeover of the interwebs, but it wouldn't be the same if I didn't ask Mr. Drew, what have you been up to, sir?
So this week,
I've been mostly
wearing.
Well, Saturday night, I know where you were.
Oh yeah, we had a gig on Saturday night, didn't we?
Yeah,
that was quite good. That was nice, wasn't it? Nice, good band.
Brockton,
Brockton Hall or something up in
the place where they buried Ferraris, allegedly.
Yeah. That was that was good. The band were good. Mm-hmm. Apart from the drunk woman that decided to come on stage and then break my iPad, smash my iPad. But do you know what? Actually,
what?
She replied. So basically, she said that she'd get my iPad fixed. Mm-hmm. You know, classic. Just what is it about drunk people wanting to come up and sing on stage? But anyway,
there was quite a lot of them. They were very nice. They were a very nice crowd. Generally, they were lovely.
Yeah. So she said. So initially, she replied and said, "Oh yeah, no problem. I'm just checking my insurance for some reason. I don't know why that is." And now she's gone very, very quiet. So it looks like my iPad is not going to get fixed. So basically, I made no money on that gig. Woohoo!
Well, I'll be chasing that then, because.
Well, how do we get it? Anyway,
it's easy. It's easy how we do it.
Is it?
Apparently, I can't be seen.
You can't be seen.
Apparently, I can't be seen. You can see me, can't you?
I can see you, but
earlier. I'll go out and come back.
All right. Okay, go on.
Back in a sec.
Anyway, I hope everyone is well. Let's see who's in the house. We've got Hollywood actress. I'm going to come to all the questions in a minute. Daniel's in the house. Dave Orr, Funky Bass. Safey's in the house. Pet. Jim Simmons. Mark Jones. Oh, Mark. Let's have a look at that guitar. That looks nice. Everyone's. Oh, Mr. Moxie's in the house. Where's James? Because we can't go on without asking James what he did for the week. Actually, yes, we can. Oh, here he is. Hold on. Here he comes.
Better?
Well, I can see you. I don't know if everyone else can.
Yes.
Okay. Well, let's just move on, and then we'll see if people can't see you. And so that happened. We had a gig. I've had some quotes in for the studio. Which has been all right.
Eye-watering?
No, not at all. A little bit more than I expected, but not hideously. So that was good. Mm-hmm. So I think we're getting some guys in. Might be able to start in a few weeks' time.
Cool.
And they reckon it'll take a couple of weeks.
It was only today walking back. Greg came down. We were doing some stuff, wandering around, and I said, the first week of June was when we broke ground on this.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. And it's been now 4 or 5 months without anything happening on it. So obviously it's not the good months of the year to be doing any building work. So I shall be probably cracking on fairly shortly with getting the rest of the build commenced.
Right. Yeah. Yes, you should. You should definitely. So that happened. I sold my monitors. I sold my studio monitors last week. Yeah, I came to pick them up because I had these. I mean, James knows about this, but I tell the viewers. So I had these really, really, really expensive studio monitors called Keys. The Key 3 is German. I think they're German company.
Yeah, German.
Really, really pricey. And I was just getting to the point when, they'd never let me down, and they sounded absolutely incredible, and I loved them. I absolutely love these speakers, but it was almost like I wasn't using them for their value.
Yep.
Well, I'll tell everyone, how much they are. So they're, if you go and buy them new, they're about 16 grand.
Yeah.
That's pounds, not dollars. I don't know what they are in dollars, probably $20,000 or so.
Mm-hmm.
And because I'm doing more studio rat stuff than I am mixing and stuff, because that's what I want to do. I'm sort of turning down stuff because I'm enjoying doing the studio rats content way more than I've ever enjoyed doing other stuff.
Mhm.
So I just thought I'm not using them for their full potential.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought I'd get rid of them and buy another set of speakers. Now I really like DSP speakers that have a bit of room correction and that sort of things, like the keys.
Yep.
So the keys went, and a pair of IK Multimedia Precision 6s turned up for review. So they're sent over there for review, and they are amazing. They sound absolutely brilliant, and to be honest, they sound just as good as the keys. So
Wow.
Yeah. Honestly, it isn't just like I've sold them, so I'm trying to convince myself they sound good. They do honestly sound really good. So I'd highly recommend.
How long have you had them, the keys?
7 years.
Right. Now, it's fair to say, I think, that in 7 years, DSP that was specific to key has probably filtered its way down into the other manufacturers.
You're probably right, actually. You're probably right. And they're really impressive. And the latency is fantastic, even though the DSP. Yeah, I'm really impressive. Really impressed. And today, it's not all IK Multimedia, but today I was doing video on Amplitude 5, or the new Amplitude, the latest Amplitude, and integrating it with Tonex. And this is not a sponsored video at all. This is something just I thought would be a nice video to do, and it's great. Amplitude 6 or Amplitude 5, whatever it is, it's really good.
Cool.
Yeah. What have you been up to?
Gig Saturday. The rest of this week has been nursing a very poorly son.
Ooh.
Because he's got scarlet fever.
Has he?
Which basically means he looks like red sandpaper and feels like it.
Oh.
Poor little Mike. All he's done. He came in here on Tuesday, fell asleep on the sofa for 3.5 hours. He's all he's wanted to do is sleep all week. I mean, he's, you know, Jake, he's not the biggest of lads anyway. He's hardly eating, hardly drinking, sleeping a lot. He's wasting away.
Oh, bless him.
So yeah, I've been nursing a poorly one, and trying to do some content for Antelope. Obviously, having got back from NAMM last week, done a couple of videos to make for them this week, and doing the family thing, trying to balance everything out and keep everyone happy, which is turning out to be quite a challenge. You know, and the big task that's going on at the minute is I am moving everything from my PC over to this Mac, which, as anyone who knows has ever migrated a machine from one to another, is an absolute you-know-what ache.
It's ball ache, absolutely.
Working out where licenses are and what's licensed where and what's got what on it, and then realizing you're going from PC, which is quite old, but everything worked, onto the brand new M1 platform. And I've got to upgrade everything, and it's just suffering.
Yeah, definitely. I had the same thing when I was updating to this. Right, should we do
let's get it on.
Yeah. Centre for Wheelchair Pillow says, happy Wednesday. What do you think about modifying a Syn 2 so both modules work simultaneously out of the stereo outputs, so you can run it wet dry with a stereo power amp? Do you think it's possible? So just in case anyone doesn't know what he's talking about Syn 2 is a Synergy module. It's a Synergy rack with 2 modules you can fit inside it. Do you think, I mean, I don't see why you shouldn't be able to.
It's only once it gets through the back end of the module, it's only analog circuitry, isn't it? It's not.
It's a relay as well, isn't it? It's a relay switching between the 2 modules and the channels on there. I can't. I mean, I wouldn't want to do it. Do you know what I think I'd do? I'd just. I mean, it might be worthwhile just sending. Who makes them? The amp distribution, whatever they're called. Amp distribution in LA. It might be worth just sending them a message, just seeing if that's possible. But I wouldn't want to do it. I wouldn't want to do it because I wouldn't want to ruin it. I think I'd just go and buy a Syn 1 and then do that. Just do what you want to do. I think at the price you're going to pay to mod something, unless you're technically able to do it yourself, you might as well go and buy a SIN one, do that, leave everything as stock, so you're never going to damage anything. That's what I'd do.
Yeah. Although I like the idea, but I'm not enough of an electronics whiz to know how to do it. But it shouldn't be difficult because it's all analog signal path from there on in. So good luck on that one.
Yeah. Hollywood says, evening all, good to see Studio Rats past 60k. Thanks, mate. He also says, I'm curious about what your metrics, what's your metrics like on subscribers watching all your great content, or is it still 50-50 split? No, it's bonkers. It's like, I think there's loads of people, there's loads of Boss Katana subscribers that only want to watch Boss Katana. That's all they want to watch. And then there's people that are just generally interested in guitar stuff, and
there's people who just watch us prat about.
Yeah. So no, it really is all over the shop. I think when I started, because I was predominantly doing a load of Boss Katana content, because I thought, oh, that was a good way to get subscribers. And it tends to be that the people who've got a Boss Katana are only interested in Boss Katana. It's a really funny thing. I wish there'd be more open to other things, just to expand stuff. But it's great, It's all good, by the way.
And
also, does it tell you much of a video people watch? Oh, how much of a video people watch? Do they get to the end or not? It does tell you that, and it's all different. That's why
it's shocking as well. I mean, it's really shocking how that people's retention is really low.
Oh, it's really bad. That's why I tend to make shorter videos, or short under 10-minute videos. I try and make so because then I don't understand people like Greg. Greg sent us the other day some guy that made a Boss Katana video, and it was it 3 hours 20 minutes long?
Yeah,
and it's like, who's going to watch that? Why didn't it'd have been much more sensible splitting that up into 40 videos?
Yeah.
And then spreading that out. That's like almost half a year.
That's quite literally the definition of shooting your load.
He spaffed it well and truly. Yeah. Keep the content short. No one wants to watch anything over 10 minutes.
6 minutes is by YouTube maths, if you like. 6 minutes is the point, the 50% drop off point.
Hold on a second. We've done nearly 13 minutes.
Yeah.
I think everyone's gone now.
Don't think it's quite the same for live streams.
No, it's not. You're right. It's not the same for live streams. Yeah. Okay. Daniel says, good evening, Rats from cloudy in North Carolina. Just received an email from Great Eastern Effects saying they have a few Focus Fuzzes left and that they are hard at work developing an all silicon model. Ooh.
Nice.
Yeah. He's a clever guy over at Great Eastern Effects, and a lovely man too. Dave Opavo says, evening Rats, good to be here and good to have you, Dave. Funky Bass, evening Rats, evening Funky. Sophie, good evening Sophie.
Very still saying they can't see me, but I'm now here, so there.
Mark Jones, hello from Silicon Valley, California. Now just stay there, because that Les Paul does look quite tasty.
I wish I could double click on that and now bring that to full size. I can't.
I would say that's an R8. I'd say it's an R8 or an R9.
Nice.
That's an R9, I reckon. Let us know, Mark. David.
Sorry.
Hello, gents, from David. Hello, David. Mendel, another week already. Evening, Mendel.
It's quite scary, isn't it, how this comes around so quick?
Yeah, Thomas. Hello, Rats, and all in chat. Hi, Thomas. Mississippi Blues. Evening, Rats, and everyone. Nice guitar, that, isn't it? Like that. The best in Gearland at Pet. Sometimes it's better that way. If we can't see James, I guess.
Yes.
Sometimes.
Yes, thanks. Thanks, mate. Yes, lovely.
Afternoon from John. Afternoon, John.
And apparently,
now we can, David. Oh, good. Well, at least it's working. Yeah. I can see you.
Yeah. Boom. Because it's jumped down a bit.
I thought maybe it had a breakout. It had a break. It's true.
Break out.
I think that is very you're alienating yourself because that's probably.
I used to love that. I used to love that tune.
I hate that tune.
Swing Out Sister. Great act.
I hate that tune. Tone Dragon, hope you're doing better than the rest of my fam. Oh no, mate. Well, I hope everyone's flu. They've got flu. Oh, nasty.
Yeah.
Walter Rosado said, look, what's he got there? It's like some Ibanez thingamajig.
Could be.
It's like Ibanez. Yeah, I can't quite work that out. Guys, strings matter between brown and clean sound. Hold on, guys, strings matter between brown and clean sound. I don't know. Is that a question or is it a statement?
Or are we missing the humour somewhere?
We need question marks. We need exclamation marks. All that sort of stuff.
Yes.
But yes, I guess. Okay.
Strings definitely do matter. That's for sure.
Definitely, yeah. Strings definitely matter. Yeah, definitely matter.
Between distortion, I mean, yeah, you can get away with it. Bass players in the '60s were certainly getting away with it because definition
flat wounds. You don't change flat wounds.
The definition of dum dum ba-dum.
Yeah, but that's the whole point. You don't have to change flat wounds, do you?
Yes.
Ned says we could see James when he started saying that he can't be seen. Yeah, James. Yeah. Chris, can see you, and good evening, and to you, Chris.
All right.
All good. Thank you, Jim.
Just so you know, I've put the links at the top of the chat. So if anybody wants to come and join us, they can do. Just try and be somewhere quiet with a half decent connection, and we're all golden. So let's crack on.
Evening all, watching from the car tonight, says Shep.
Hope you're not driving.
Hollywood, what do you use the iPad on stage for? For just chord charts. Yeah. So I use a program. Lots of sort of function bands use a program called iReal Pro, which is it's just literally just every single song you can think of.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's not on there, it's quite easy to put it on there. And
you can change key really quickly as well, which is
change keys and do all that sort of stuff. So you don't have to think in the middle of a gig.
I have 2 iPads with me normally.
Do you?
Yeah. One for lyrics, because obviously key I'm not too worried about, and one so I can run the desk from.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought you just memorized all those songs. I didn't know you were reading lyrics at the same time.
Oh God, I'm reading lyrics for most of it.
Right, I realise. Funky bass. Yep, we can see you, Clem Fandango. Ned, I bant say the letter B. I can't
this
say
is speech impediment. I can't say the letter B.
The woman at the gig. What a bunt.
Yeah, we'll sort that, mate.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I feel like I don't know what else to do. You've either just got. I don't know.
No, I'll get in touch with the client.
Okay,
and
nice.
And the client will name and shame.
Nice one. Steve says, "Howdy, fellas. Greetings from LA. Greetings, Steve. Maestro, one evening all evening, Maestro. You can now," says Hollywood.
Yes, you certainly can.
Evening all, evening, David. Matt is in the house from Distant Sun. He says, "Hi everyone, happy Wednesday. Hope you're having a great week so far." And to you, Matt. Preston Keepfer says, "Hoping for some help. I'm starting to think that a Plexi clean tone is my favorite clean tone, as opposed to Fender Vox. What amps have you played besides Plexis that do this? Boss Katana and others." So a Plexi clean sound. Well, there's lots of amps. Well, my favorite amp, I mean, I say it all the time, is a Matchless Independence 35. That sort of does that Plexi clean sound. Friedman's do some great Plexis, great sort of Plexi style amps, small box.
Mm-hmm.
The small box is awesome. That's such a, I wish I hadn't got rid of mine. That's a great amp. James's little Plexi 7, the Cornford.
Cornell.
Cornell, sorry, not Cornford, Cornell. Yeah, that's really good. By the way, have you got in contact with Dennis?
I haven't yet. It's on my list for tomorrow.
Okay, great. Yeah, there's quite a few. But Boss Katana doesn't really do Plexi clean.
No. I'll tell you the tone I'm really digging at the minute, purely because it's such right up until the point where I popped a fuse. That bassman, now I've got that back, sounds amazing.
But then, the bassman is similar to a Marshall type of circuit more than more than any other. So yes, I would say that does it, but you're going to pay. I think you're probably better off buying a Plexi than buying a Fender bassman for reliability issues. And
as it turns out,
yeah. I mean, the little 20-watt studio Plexi is fantastic.
Yeah, great.
Marshall, it's good amp. All good now, says Hollywood. Yes, evening, David. Funny enough, I was just chugging out of a Highland Plectrum Company mug. Funky Bass. Sorry to hear about young Ivy. Hope he gets well soon.
Yes, cheers. Me too. Thank you very much.
Matthias Sellerpop Rosenquist. James, any more to tell about Trinov Nova? Is it better version of ST2 Pro, or does it miss some functions?
Honest answer is at this stage I don't know. I have been told that for someone like me who has a Demon series unit, it's not better than the Demon because I'm backing. If I went down to a Nova, I'm backing myself into a stereo corner. Whereas the Demon series I could expand it all the way up to full Atmos correction.
Oh, right.
I mean, there's a couple of quid to throw at it to do it, but it could be done.
Right. Wow.
But the fact is, you can have three separate stereo pairs on a Nova, all corrected. I will do my best to get hold of one and put it through its paces for Jarl.
Nice. Mr. Moxie says, gear and effects, etc. aside, what's some of your favourite lyrics in popular songs? Any genre? Guy, you put me on the spot then.
I like Birdhouse in Your Soul has some of the best lyrics.
Oh, okay. If we're going down quirky lyrics, then what about that is quite clever, that one. What about
any song that can get Jason and his Argonauts into a lyric is
what about
Chicken
to China, the Chinese chicken. I like that one. Anyway, yes, I'm put on the spot a little bit there, but there's probably some.
Well, have a ponder as we go through, and if you come up with any moments of genius, likewise, let us know out there in internet land your favorite lyrics from songs and stuff. And say, Birdhouse in Your Soul is definitely one of those ones that just makes me smile whenever it comes on the radio.
Blimey, says Matt. I feel for you, James. Migrating from PC M1 Mac is bad enough. Just upgrading Mac to Mac. It is. I did one of those portals things.
Yes.
With my last Mac, and I regret it. I think
from clean is the way to go.
Yeah, I think I might wipe it again.
But from PC, there is no portal option. I've just got to make sure that everything's in the right places. Oh God, it's painful. But I did edit a video on this machine, the Mac, yesterday, and I won't say it wipes the floor with the PC, but it's certainly 1, quieter, 2, less expensive to run, 3, it is probably quicker, and 4, it just was a bit snappier. Everything just worked a bit quicker. But you'd expect that. It's a practically brand new machine versus an 8-year-old PC.
Yeah. Dave Allen, I wonder if driving 2 small amps with my audio interface and S gear would provide a huge sound on stage or waste. Have you tried stereo guitar amps on stage? I wonder if driving too small amps to my audio interface and S-gear. I think you're asking for trouble.
Yeah, I mean, anything that involves computers and audio interfaces on stage, that's brave in my experience.
Yeah, it's different. It's different if you're running something like a Helix or a Axe Effects or name your modeler of choice, because it's a dedicated unit that only does that job. I think you're asking for trouble if you start to. I mean, I used to take a computer on stage, and I think 90% of the time it was absolutely fine. But I don't think I'd want to do it now. Richard Paul, even gents, just purchased a Tonex pedal to use 4K cable method with the Helix effects. Very nice. Nice one, mate. Very nice.
Very cool. And you were right.
It was an R9. There we go.
Yes.
I know my onions. Mississippi Blues. Guys, when you compose a piece of original music, do you prefer a particular key? That's a good question.
You do.
What key is that?
All your stuff's in G, or it's down there somewhere.
G?
Or everything, all the nice open those lovely chords you play are always in G. It's always in G or D or around there somewhere.
Or E. Yeah. James is right to a certain extent. I do like using chords that incorporate open strings because I think they sound really interesting. If you're like, for instance, if you're playing like a B bar chord, think of like a B bar chord on the 7th fret, E shape.
Yeah.
Right. Instead of barring it, lift up your finger, and then you've got basically B, F sharp, B, E flat, B, E.
Yeah.
Is that right? I think that's right.
Yeah.
And have listened to how that chord sounds. You can also move that chord about, move it down 2 frets to A, and have those open strings as well. So I like to do things like that make the chords really interesting. And
what was interesting yesterday, this track I did for an Antelope video, it was almost like you've just explained the riff that I came up with, and it was, hang on, it was this. So not quite what you just said, but not far off. It was basically that.
We can't see your fingers. Can't see your fingers.
I'm getting there. So it's basically that.
Yeah.
Same pattern, loads of open strings. It was straight out of the Paul Drew songbook.
Awesome.
But because I could chug quite nicely on the 2 lower strings, it was like, that sounded really fat.
Nice.
Anywho.
Jim Simmons, I would like to see a Tonex amp with a special designed speaker, so it always sounds good with various amp models and captures. Yeah,
that always sounds good though. Makes it very. It instantly becomes very. You can please some of the people some of the time.
You're so right.
One of those.
You're never gonna. It would sound great to someone, and it would sound awful to someone else, because some people like Greenback, some people like Greenback, some people like Alnico Blues, and they sound completely different.
So again, video I did yesterday for Antelope when it comes out on my 4x12. You know how I always harp on that all 4x12 speakers set all the 4 speakers in a 4x12 sound different.
Yeah.
Oh my god, those do.
Do they? How interesting.
Really, really do.
Ben says, will you be making more comprehensive capture packs for Tonex of your various Atmos amps? I'm
amps, definitely.
When you say more comprehensive capture packs, what do you mean, Ben? What do you want to see? Let us know what you want to see, because we are literally about to start the next capture round. The next round. So let us know what you want to see, and then we'll see. The thing that I don't want to do, that lots of people have asked for, and maybe we should, but I really don't want to do it. I'm not saying we won't do it. Is some people want to remove the cab. So they just want the amp head DI so they can put their own cabs in it. To me, that sort of defeats the object of how I'd want an amp to be, because
I don't think we're going to do that. And the reason we're not going to do that is because it takes away from what makes Paul's and my tone decisions what they are.
I think you're right.
The reason that we've done, that our amp pack has done very well for Tonex, not pulling any punches, is because those sounds sound good. The minute you select them, they sound good. There's no, what speaker shall I put with that? They sound good out the box. And I think that's something that we're quite, I'm convinced is the way forward.
Yeah, we want to eliminate. Yeah,
eliminate.
We want to eliminate what's it called? Where like, do you get too many choices? What's it called?
That thing, yes. That
choice anxiety. Oh, what's it called? You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Anyway, but let us know what you want to see, Ben, and we'll do our best.
If by comprehensive you mean one amp, 4 tones from that amp, for example, then that's a relevant thing. I mean, the matchless, we did 3 tones, didn't we? Because it's got 3 channels.
Yes. Yeah. The thing is, we don't want to do. That's the thing, because like when someone's got an amp, that's the thing I don't understand about some of these capture packs, are when someone does an amp. Let's say Tone Junkie, for instance, is one of the guys that does all the amp captures, and then they'll do like an amp setting at various stages and various EQ settings. It's like no one runs an amp like that. Like people run their amp. Or maybe they do. I don't know.
I think generally you find a sweet spot.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, very rarely. So we dialed the Laney in when you were here.
Option paralysis.
Thank you. We dialed that Laney in, and I haven't touched it since we dialed it in, because the sound we got is really good. If I don't want that sound, I'll choose another amp, because that's where that amp sounds great.
That's what I think, and that might be small-minded, but that's the way I think as well. Anyway,
at this point,
is that
at this point? Hang on a second, I can't do it from there. I thought I could, but I can't.
Ned, thanks, mate. That's very
option paralysis. Yes, helping us out with option paralysis.
Thanks, mate. But yes, exactly. Cheers, Ned. That's very kind.
Boom.
Ben says
that's the one. We've just done that. There we go.
Tim says, "Hey gents, addicted to you guys. I suck at guitar. I'm sure you don't." Diggy, Diggy, come here. Diggy, come here.
He's right in the next studio rat song.
No, there we go. I think he's stopped. No, he hasn't. Okay, let's keep going. This is what happens when I can't get in my studio. Nectarius, evening gents. Any opinions on PRS single cut guitars? I haven't seen them a lot on your channel, but to be honest, how come? To be honest, mate, I was looking for one. I was looking for a single cut. I love PRS single cuts. I'd love a PRS single cut, and I've actually bought another guitar today. Greg,
technically, Greg and I have bought it at the moment.
Well, the money came from my account. I think Greg's got hold of it at the moment.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I really want a PRS single cut. I don't want a Tremonti. I want a 594 single cut, something like that. I think that would just be because I think they look really good as well. When I look at PRSs now, if I'm looking on eBay, it'd always be, "Hello, pup, you all right? Yeah. Is it good?
Yeah, good.
You're going to come and say hello? Go on, come and say hello.
Hello.
Where's the hair gone?
Oh, I shaved it all off.
You shaved it off.
Yeah.
Was it good?
Yeah, I nearly got around it.
Awesome. Okay, well done, mate. Well, I'll ask you, and I'll come see you in a minute. Yeah.
Okay. Super.
Okay. Where were we? What were we talking about?
Oh
yeah. PRS single cuts. Yeah. I think they look better than the double cuts, without a doubt.
So that would be like a McCarthy. Is a McCarthy single cut?
There's a McCarthy double cut and a single cut.
Oh, right, okay. Nice.
Hollywood says, thanks for the info on keeping videos short under 6 minutes. I would like to start making content to be creative again, and I might try and do in my own name and not my old band name, Hollywood Actress. Yeah, definitely. It's people haven't got the attention span. Just keep it nice and short. And
sorry, did someone say something?
Tim says, Nick Torres, I recently picked up the new single cut 594 SE, and it's fantastic. Do it. Nice.
I'll tell you what, I got back this week.
Yeah.
That you will be absolutely gaga about. Oh no, I showed it last week. That's why. That's all right. No, I'll stop.
Oh, your reverb unit?
No, the HB.
Oh, yeah.
I showed it last week, so I'll stop that. I'll stop getting so carried away.
Your video on that. Ned says, what amp do unvaccinated people get? Small box. Very good.
Very good.
Very good. Mark Jones just bought a RCF ST12 SMA 2 active monitor for my personal guitar monitor with for my FM9. Your thoughts?
Lovely.
RCF stuff's good. Do they still make RCF?
They do.
Do they? Gosh, been going for years, haven't they?
Yeah, RCF stuff's great.
Okay, good. Matthias says thanks anytime. Peter Janicki says evening katana is a reoccurring theme. Surely it's what you put on the. It's what put you on the radar for many. Your Boss Tone Exchange packs are number one in terms of downloads. I would welcome more katana content. It rocks. Thanks, Patois. Do you know I'm just doing some stuff for Boss, for their. Well, we're going to be doing stuff for Boss for their own content. Yeah. Anyway, yes, there's definitely more katana stuff coming out.
Cool.
Funky Bass, funniest country song lyric. My wife ran off with my best friend, and I sure do miss him.
Very good.
Jeff Cook says one of my favorite lyrics is Jeff's late again and humbly apologizes. Good morning from Brisbane. Yes. Always late from Brisbane. Good morning as well, Jeff. Pet says George Jones has a good one. I'll be over you when the grass grows over me. That's good. Guitarist Will Lane, he says, perchance, do you remember what your entire signal chain was for the opening clip of your Matches Lightning review? Oh gosh, I don't, mate. Probably back then. So it would have been a Earthquake Devices plumes, possibly a compressor of some sort before that, and then I no, to be honest, I would hate to say because I might get it all wrong, but definitely a compressor before it. I would have thought.
Yeah,
just touching it, just touching the compressor,
just doing that, just tweaking it.
Al Lindsay says, evening guys, hope all is well with you. Just tuning in quickly, stuck in a gig at the NEC tonight. Hope you're settling in well with your new home, Paul. Cheers, Al. Enjoy the gig. James says, any chance of comparison of the Marshall SV28 and the Cornell Plexi 7? Would love to hear your thoughts as to your videos of both. Sounded incredible. Oh, thank you. I no longer have the SV28. James still has got the Plexi 7.
For now, it might be up for sale.
Damn, that's a nice amp for selling. How much? No, don't.
It would be a £700 if it was going up for sale.
Would it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So unfortunately, we can't. I would like to though. Aristotle says I used Mac and S Gear live on stage when I moved to the UK, and everything was fine all the time. Did not bring amps with me. Nice one. There we go. Kid Crow on the Coconut, says Dave McQuillan. Annie, I'm Not Your Daddy. That's a good song. If I was in your blood, then you wouldn't be so ugly. What's your take on Cubase Nuendo? Yeah, it's good. Absolutely. Yeah, it's great stuff.
It's good stuff. I don't use it.
Yep. Is Pro Tools?
I think it is. Is Pro Tools
really the industry standard? If so, why? It's just because when you go into a big studio, that's what people have. It's just become the standard because files are shareable. So you know that you can take a Pro Tools project out of Abbey Road and you can go into Air Studios, and they've probably got all the systems to be honest, but you know that you can take that out of there and it will load up perfectly. Pro Tools is great. It's just really expensive. And
there is nothing worse though than going, I've got my file, and they go, and
yeah,
you got stems, got my file.
yeah. It happens all the time. Patrick says, could you explain what method and you recorded the Katana amplifier? I'm sorry. I think Patrick means, could you explain how you record the Katana amplifier? Also, your guitar sound perfectly intonated. Do you set them up yourself? No. Well, occasionally, if the intonation's out, I will set. No guitar is perfectly intonated. I think guitar players compensate for the intonation. So, for instance, and I think people do it without actually knowing they're doing it. I think you sort of play a note and you instantly adjust the pressure on the fret.
Totally.
And I think that's the difference between. That is where I think you can hear the difference between someone that's been playing a while and someone that hasn't. Because when someone first picks up a guitar and they can play, they've learned that, they've been studying like Eruption by Van Halen or whatever, and they can play it all perfectly, but it doesn't sound right because they've learned all the moves. They haven't learned
they haven't put the 10,000 hours in.
That's what it is. Exactly. That's exactly what it is.
Yes.
Thomas says, "Evening, gents. Great catching you live again. And you, Thomas. Nice to have you with us." Ned says, B barred chord at 7th fret with open string. Play fret 9 on the low E string. Sounds great.
Yes, because it ends up as a
with the C sharp.
Yeah.
With the C. Sorry, so it's a bar chord, but then how would you play the? How would you get up to the? I guess you'd have to swap your fingers around. I have to try that. I'll try that, Ned. Thank you. Thanks for that tip. I'll definitely have a go at that. James, go and get your guitar and try that.
Hang on.
I want to hear it. I want to hear it now.
Right. Okay. So, barred chord.
So it's a bleed. It's a B major. Right, lift up your finger now, so you're not barring. Okay, but play the.
So that. Oh, I like that.
You've got a new chord.
Oh, I do like that.
There we go. Nice one. I like the first chord.
Oh, I like that. Crunchy.
Nice.
Oh, clunk.
Thanks, Ned. We like that.
Yep. Right.
Sorry, Superjet 113 says Tonex software on sale at Sweetwater for $199. Wow, that's great.
Superjet.
It's really good. You can't.
It's amazing.
It's so good. But that if you go and buy the Tonex pedal, you get that and you get amplitude.
Yeah.
Amplitude. Sorry.
You get attitude. You do around here.
Amplitude because it integrates so well, and then you can have all the extra effects. You can have the pedals in front of it and stuff. It's absolutely brilliant. But what they need to do is to bring out. Actually, they might already do it, but I don't think they do. Is an amplitude pedal that incorporates Tonex, almost like an add-on for it.
Yeah.
I don't know how they do it, but I think that would be amazing. So it incorporates actually everything. It's so good. Then I wouldn't have to take around my Axe effects. Sorry. Funky Bass says, do you think Tonex will kill off reamping? No, I don't think so. I just think more units will have it. I think, the next iteration of Axe effects will have to have reamping in it.
The
6 will have to do it. Everyone's going to have to do it.
I've done more reamping since I've had Tonex than I've done in absolutely ages.
Yeah.
Because I've been using my Antelope interface as with the reamp outputs.
Oh, great. Yeah. Nice one.
Plug for Antelope to already have all the reamping kit already inside it.
Yeah. It's great, isn't it? It's really good. Yeah, I don't think so. Baru.
That's what
Baru.
it means, but go with it.
I like it. Pet says,
Trying your tea.
no, I've got some Satsuma going on.
Cheap round.
How important do you think the clarity of a vocal is versus its timbre? Some singers' lyrics could almost be in a foreign language, but sound great despite not knowing what the words are.
So I've got a thing here. There's a new vocalist style that seems to be quite prevalent at the moment, where
Well,
and it's like Heather Small but on acid. Heather Small with it's like, oh, it just drives me up the pole.
It wasn't, so that's not new. It's not new. So originally, Housey was the first person to do that,
right?
And then everyone sort of copied what she was doing, and I hate it. I absolutely hate it as well. Even to the point where, if we had like a writing session, when I was doing like lots of writing camps and writing sessions, if there was a singer, the singer would, if it was a girl singer, she'd almost definitely do that because it was flavoured. I hated it. It's just everyone's lost all personality because they're trying to sound like each other. It's just rubbish.
But for me,
yeah.
I know I've often joked with singers. I said I don't care how out of tune you are because I can fix tuning. I can't fix personality. I can't fix diction, even though you kind of can, but it always sounds like it's fixed. And I can't fix attack and tone. I can fix tuning.
Yeah, I think, but in answer to Pet's question, clarity of a vocal, I think, yeah, you're right. There's some tracks out there you can't actually listen to. Fall Out Boy, for instance. I mean, I haven't got a clue what he's singing, but he's got a good tone. So I think possibly timbre is probably more important than.
But if you listen to someone like Damien Rice, you can understand every single word, every single syllable is enunciated beautifully, and you just go, I know it's a very different style.
Very different style.
But if you listen to like Metallica, James Hetfield, you know what he's saying. You understand the words and it couldn't be further from stylistically from poles apart. But it's still, you still know what they're saying.
Yeah.
I hate it when it's acceptable, I think, to lose a few words every so often, but that whole kind of thing, as you say, that whole Halsey thing, you go ha, it's like, I
actually hate it. Ship Shepherd, always love. You won't need too much persuasion. I don't mean to sound degrading. With a face like that, you got nothing to laugh about. Superjet 113 says hello. Superjet 113.
Surely that's hello.
Could be. Jim says, how about full range speaker design for modeling amps, so you can use IRs for different speaker cabs? There is this. That's already out. You can. Line 6 did it with their.
Was it Tone Cab?
Oh God, you got me now. I think it's something like that. Yeah, Line 6 did it. Yeah, I don't know about it. I just it never does well. No one's invented the perfect FR because I just don't. Yeah, no one's done it. The perfect FR to me is in-ears.
Yeah, I'm going to get my in-ears replaced.
Are you?
Yeah, because I was realizing, I said to you on Saturday night, my toms sound terrible.
Yeah.
When I really stick the plugs in, I went doom doom. I was like, oh, there they are. The bottom end's back. And it
Oh.
wasn't the toms sounding bad. It's the fit of my plugs sounding bad.
Yeah. I need to get proper molded.
Mm.
So expensive.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the thing though. You know, you don't mind buying, you know, guitars and amps and all that sort of stuff, but as soon as you know you get some in ears, you go, oh, they're expensive.
You only get one set of these.
I know, it's true. Thomas says PRS single cuts are great. I prefer the 245s myself. The SC range is great value after a pickup swap. There we go.
Yeah.
MSX says hello from Austria. The classic channel of the Amp One Iridium would be a proposal for a new Tonex capture. Yeah, nice idea. Nice idea. Dig one of them out.
Yep.
TY.
Faking y'all.
B10T3RROR or 0R says, hey Paul, any plans on doing some tabs, notes, Studio One, Volume 1 songs on Patreon or something like that? You have so complicated chords often that my wooden ears can't pick them up all the time.
You can't remember what they are for most of them.
That's true. I'll have to sit down and learn them all again. And then you realise, oh, he's just playing the same chords over and over again in all the songs. That's not a bad idea. I need to set. I haven't done a Patreon page. I don't know at what point Patreon. Yeah, because you've got to do something extra, and I tend not to. I tend to want to give away possibly everything in the normal videos as opposed to holding stuff back. I always feel a bit cheated when you watch someone go, oh, if you want to do this, you've got to join Patreon.
There's a principle in one of the Tim Ferriss books. Tim Ferriss, as in the business guy, did the 4-hour work week. If you haven't read the 4-hour work week, it's very interesting. I mean, it wouldn't work in our world because I think it applies to people who are prepared to do a thing to earn money. Whereas I want to do the thing that I'm good at, and I'm just lucky, or like to think I'm good at, and I'm lucky that I can earn a living at it. Right, there's two very different ways of looking at it there. One of his things is about the 1,000 true fans. If you can get 1,000 people to follow you and buy everything you put out and buy all the t-shirts and click on every link and all that sort of stuff, that's where you should be. Okay, if we've got 60,000 followers, we don't yet have 1,000 true fans. We've probably got 20.
It's so true. I think you probably need 1 million subscribers to get 1,000 true fans. Yeah, so true.
I'll have to ask Rick Beato next time we see him.
Yes. Ned says, I finally have a legitimate question. Do you guys use any alternate tunings on guitar? I've dabbled in E flat, G, A sharp, F, G, D, tuned down to Yvette Young's tuning, and A sharp, D sharp, G sharp, C sharp, C sharp, A sharp, C, 7-string, C sharp unison. Wow. No, I never do it. Very occasionally I do drop D, just because some requires it.
I've dabbled with Dadgad on acoustic because it does something nice with open strings.
Nice.
You end up with that pattern that like we've just said, that pattern you can move around the neck that works across the whole thing.
Oh, okay. Nice.
And you can generate some nice ideas. But no, my brain. I have enough problems with standard tuning and the 6 strings that are there.
Same with me. Yeah. I almost avoid it because I think, oh, if I learn that, I think I'll pick up a guitar and then not be able to do the old stuff.
I worked with a guy who every time he wrote a new song, he invented a new tuning, and I was like, "You're actually a genius."
It's a lot of guitars you've got to take live.
Oh no, he'd retune. He'd tell stories and retune between songs. It was quite entertaining, and the band were amazing as well. But I was like, my brain can't do that.
Yeah. You'd have to learn it. Rote, is that the right word? You have to learn it. You'd have to learn it by, as opposed to knowing what you're playing. You'd have to do it just by. Is it learning by rote? Is it rote? Whatever it is.
I'll go with it.
Lee says, hello, Lee. Hope you're doing
He's
well,
in
mate.
the house.
Yeah,
He's in
Lee's
the
got a new Lee's got a new Zoom unit. It's got
Uh-huh.
I can't the little stomp
Right.
stomp unit. He's bought something else. Mark Jones says, just watched a video with Marshall. They said they were coming out with a mini JTM 45. Oh,
That'd be quite nice.
nice. Yeah, that would be interesting. Gary Waddle says, hey guys, good day. I noticed when I use my Fender products for recording, i.e. Strat Telly, the E and B strings always so dead. Any ideas why those specific strings are so lifeless? Have you got, if you mean your high E and B, have you got string trees? Have you removed your string trees? If you've removed your string trees, there's your issue.
Because the tension's not enough over the break angle.
The break angle's wrong. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. You've got to have. There's so many guitars that think that they've fixed the.
I'm not sure I understand.
Excuse me.
So true.
They think they fixed it by having those staggered tuners, and it's absolute rubbish. You've got to have string trees. Even my Sir Pete Thorne, the E string is just ever so slightly annoying. Tony Davis recently purchased and loving the Blackstar HT Venue 50. Have you had a chance to play or review? I bought it primarily for the emulated line and headphone out. Well impressed with the other features. No, I haven't tried it. Not a massive fan of Blackstar stuff, but that doesn't mean it's any good. I think some people really like it and some people don't. But I'm sure it's fantastic. Lee says, I've got a bargain this week. Paul's going to love it. Lol, it's a Zoom. There we go. It does look like something from the 80s. Jeff Rock says, I use the John Sir method for intonation. Use the 3rd and 15th fretted notes.
Yeah, that's what Thingy does. What Simon down at Bonners does. That.
What's that? No. That's just no. That's not intonation. That's string height.
Well, yeah, but a third to 15, if you capo the 3rd fret, the 15th becomes the octave.
Yeah.
And then you set your intonation at the 15th fret rather than at the 12th.
Oh, is that what Simon did?
No, but that's what the Sir method is.
Is it? I didn't know. I've never heard anyone do that. That's brilliant. Okay, I'll try that. Well, John Sir, I mean, you couldn't get more perfect guitars than that, could you? David Ashcroft, added 9th.
Added 9th. That's what that extra bass note is.
Yeah, although it's on the bass though, isn't it? So technically, it's not.
It's not. It is an add 9, but it's
no, it's not. It's an over chord, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
B over C sharp.
Yeah.
Yeah. Duncan Mitchell, evening rats. Really looking forward to the next Tonex pack. Really loving your captures. Thanks, Duncan. Yeah, coming out soon.
Paul needs to come over and play for a day, basically.
Or James needs to bring his amps over here. He needs to come down and see the horses.
Don't like horses.
Well, I like horses. Everyone likes horses.
I don't like horses.
Oh, there's ponies.
They look at me and go.
Pet says, whenever you play an exotic chord or that B bar chord early, for example, as a singer, you instantly want to sing those colourful notes, almost like the chord is telling you to. Yeah, definitely. Michael Vondenhoff, evening, guys. Evening, Michael. Ned says, the 7-string guitar tuning works in a 6-string. Just remove the 1 C sharp string. I just bought a 7-string to not have to set up a 6-string so low. The tuning chord is E major 13 sharp 5 sharp. Gosh.
See, my brain just goes.
Yeah, my brain's just done that. Dwayne says, have y'all ever composed, recorded, and mixed a full rap song like you did with Falling to Pieces? A full rap song? No, it tends to be. I'd like
Calling his bad salads.
yeah. Have I ever done any rap stuff? I've had some rap parts in it. I used to work with this guy called Obi, who was a songwriter He's brilliant, great singer and great rapper. So I think you've got to work with the right artist. But no, I'm not a full rap song. And I think if I did, you'd listen to it, Dwayne, and go, no, that's not right. That's not right. 'Cause it's all about, rap is and hip hop is mixed differently to pop music and rock music and that sort of stuff. It's all different, isn't it?
Yeah.
Martin says, have got my Tonex pedal at last. Purchase your matchless tone. Great sound. Works excellent with my Malmsteen overdrive pedal. Thanks. Oh, nice one, mate. Glad you like it. I guess the Tonex pedals are starting to come in now. Ned says, I use major thirds tuning, G, B, D sharp, G, B, D sharp, or with the lower G dropped for easier power chords. It divides the fretboard into 4 repeatable areas with lots of simple patterns. Nice. It's still that confuses the hell out of me. The tuning wasn't planned. High strings were too loose when tuned down 6 half steps, so I tightened the E and B strings out of necessity, and I played a cool riff that worked on that. Nice. I think Ned's got to be some superstar guitar player. Sounds really interesting. You might try it. Agree with James and Paul's about that whispering, trailing off vocal. Even excellent singers like Olivia Rodrigo do it in places to make it sound like they recorded a heartfelt song in their bedrooms.
So I a little while ago, in fact, a very long time ago, and I'm reminded now because of coming back from NAMM.
Mm-hmm.
Rex and I went to Las Vegas. Woohoo! Because as we all know, what happens in Vegas. And we had arranged to do a video with Zoe Thrall at Studio at the Palms. And as it turned out, the video itself wasn't that great, and it went out as a podcast, not as a video. But I said, so who are your favorite artists to have in, and who are the artists that you generally are really find memorable? And she said, of all the singers who come in here, Celine Dion is the one, because she just has a voice that could cut glass, melt butter, make you cry, make you angry, make you scream,
make you sick,
all in the same song.
Yeah.
And she said, I know Celine is in the studio because it's the loudest voice she's ever heard.
Yeah, from such a tiny person as well. Yeah, amazing singer. Martin says, Laney FR cab is great. Excellent.
I have a new heartfelt like for Laney after that. Line-up.
It's great stuff. Dave Matthews tops the charts as the worst vocalist. Do you know what the funny thing is, Tony? Is Dave Matthews in the UK is virtually unheard of.
Yeah, Dave Matthews in the States is God.
Absolutely, you've got there's some real. It's the same with John Mayer as well. John Mayer in the UK is outside of musicians circles is unknown.
Yeah, Matchbox 20 is another one. Nothing happened in the UK.
Yeah.
Should we do the news, because we are an hour in?
Oh yeah, let's do it. There's not a lot because it's because NAMM was last week, wasn't it? Or the week before. So let me share. Hold on. Entire screen. Right. So I thought this was quite a good idea.
Okay.
And have you got how many I forgot, mini pedals have you got?
Oh, a few, probably 7 or 8.
And when you Velcro them, do they wobble about?
Of course they do.
Yeah, right. So this thing solves that problem. I thought this was a genius idea. So it's basically a pedal grip for mini pedals. I thought that's a brilliant idea.
Cool.
Yeah.
Does it keep the same width?
How do you mean?
Oh yeah. Okay. So it gives them a little bit more girth, but not a lot.
Yeah. But it's basically this, the extra, footprint on the edges there. Just hold it.
Your jacks. Yeah. Nice. Brilliant. Great idea.
29 quid each.
Awesome.
I think that's an idea. That's someone invented something that needed inventing.
Yeah, definitely.
Brilliant. What's this? Oh yes. So new Mark Lettieri color.
Nice.
I think that looks rubbish like that. But then you see it in
that. Yes, that looks
rather nice, doesn't it?
Mm.
I mean, Mark Lettieri is pretty
He can
Pretty-
play as well, can't he? He can play a bit.
He's pretty damn good, isn't he? Not that one. So I'm getting one of these in for review.
This looks really
is-
cool.
Have you seen it? It's brilliant.
Only in as much as I've seen a few articles and gone, this looks really cool. I want to see that.
But it's also got a, I guess, same sort of technology as a GX 100 in it.
Mhm.
So you've got guitar input with effects and all that sort of stuff, as well as six vocal.
Yeah, very cool
mics.
idea.
It's a brilliant idea. Yeah, really. Oh, sorry, 4 mics or
2, depending on the version you get.
yeah. I think it's a very sort of niche product that I don't think is going to sell millions, but it's absolutely brilliant.
Boss are smart though. They don't tend to put something like that out unless their market research says this is going to sell.
No, do you know what? I don't think Boss are like that. I think Boss, and I remember having a conversation with, I think it was Matt from Boss, and about the artist, the Boss Katana artist's head that that came out, and I said, oh, I'd really like to do something on the cabinet, and he said, to be honest, we're not expecting to sell a lot of those cabinets, so concentrate on the head. So it's I think they do stuff because they're passionate about it, and they bring that sort of stuff out because it needs to come out, as opposed to we think we're going to make sell 1 million of these or whatever. So I think that's why respect Boss a lot for that sort of stuff. Origin Effects have a new boost. We've got a bass one and a guitar one.
Nice.
Yeah, Tone Shaper and Drive. I think it's quite exciting.
I like their last pedal. I liked the EQ in the last pedal we did for them.
Yeah, it's good stuff. I mean, the stuff's built so well. It's so chunky, And lastly, is Corey Wong new compressor, which is a Wampler one.
Nice. I saw that today and thought, yeah, I like that. I like the fact it's got an XLR out as well.
Yeah, well, that's it, because he does a lot of DI'd sort of guitar tracks and stuff, so it makes sense. Yeah, so that's that. Cool. I'm coming back. Great. There we go.
Nice. Let's get back into it then. We have 80 glorious people on the chat, and they demand our attention. Dagnammit. Let's go.
Sorry, the tuning wasn't E major, etc. It's actually and simply B flat minor 11. So the internet says I'm Mim.
Yeah, the internet's always right as well.
E note when searching for a chord name. There we go. In your Katana Matches Marshall video, you played a ballad, which is from your songs, Volume 1, and a killer guitar riff and lead solo. Is it another song of yours? What is the name? Oh, thanks, mate. I don't
know where that came from.
I don't know. Sometimes things are just played off the cuff, and sometimes they're thought about. So I don't really know what that was. Was that? Oh, hold on a second. The lead solo.
One of the Jack Rubinacci ones. You know the one I mean? The one you.
Yeah. I think that's the one. Yeah, we're going to sing this and get to it at the end. Don't worry.
That one.
He knows that one. He knows that one because it's on the Volume 1.
Yeah.
Killer guitar riff.
You were just noodling.
I can't.
That wasn't a solo per se.
Yeah, but we weren't. We were noodling, but we managed.
You did the which never made it into a song. It never became a song.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'll have to look at that. I'm going to have to look.
It never became a song because you said it was 280s rock. I think we should start who wants the song that we used, the guitar track the rhythm and the lead track to become an actual song because I liked playing it on drums. It was good.
There we go. There we
We need
go.
to get someone who can go, yeah, all that stuff.
There we go. We're going to
I
get.
clearly can't do.
Yeah. Lawrence Rutherford said you should listen to Gordon Giltrap, some great alternative tuning stuff. True genius. He definitely is true genius. Safety says, what's the maximum number of takes you endured in a recording session? Just to me, 2 hours to get the guitars fine.
186 tracks.
Myself?
186 tracks of one particular performer. I
think that's probably one on that. That must 186. I think I had this guy over once from Belgium because we had quite a few hits over in Belgium with various sort of major artists over there, and the record company sent over this. I might have said this story. Sent over this singer, and literally it just couldn't do anything. It was like literally. It was take after take after take, and then he was getting frustrated and more and more nervous. Oh god, it was horrible. Hundreds of takes.
There is a point. I mean, I'm a great believer in the point of, cutting your losses. It won't get any better. I'm also a great believer in this ain't happening today. Let's go to the pub.
Yeah.
I know, all too often we're on a time limit, but sometimes you know it's not going to happen that day.
Yeah, the budgets we haven't got the budgets anymore for that sort of attitude of let's just go down the pub. It's got.
I know, but sometimes that is the only way a good take's going to come.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. Ned says, Dadgad is nice. Even lowering the E to C makes you think differently. Just playing around, writing songs in different tunings makes you play differently. And I can use some things in standard too.
Yeah,
Nice.
Definitely. At this point.
Mr. Baran. Thank you, sir. He says, we got a super thank you for 2 super guys. Hope the move went all right, Paul. Cheers, Thomas. That's very nice of you. Very nice of you. Thank you, mate.
Thank you very much.
JP Allen says, hello, Studio Rats. Have you checked out the Canadian amp company, Rev? Yes. The Generator 3 120 is amazing. Also, Carsten amps. Never heard of Carsten. Is worthy of your attention. Yeah, the only thing is, I mean, Rev are all right because Rev have decent distribution, but there's loads of amp manufacturers that don't have distribution or decent distribution. One that I'd really like to get my hands on would be... they make Dumble clones. I can't think of the name now. I tried one. Anyway, but yes, there's plenty of these amps we just can't get hold of, and also they don't really make them for the UK market as well, as in 240 volts and 220 volts, whatever it is. 240
over here, yeah. But
but why are some things 220 and some things are 240?
It's to do with rectifiers.
Oh, there we go. I know nothing about electricity.
It's to do with rectifiers rather than switch mode power supplies, because switch mode's horrible and generally doesn't give you a good stable voltage.
There we go.
But anyway, moving on.
Pet says, Gordon Giltrap, always the last pages off the old Total Guitar magazine. It got scary looking at the tab and fingering for his pieces. Amazing, because absolutely.
Indeed. And
cheers, Mr. Moxie. I can assure you that my vocal tape would be better after a trip to the pub until we listen back in the AM. Yeah, that's a classic.
Bit like my mixing.
Everyone thinks they sound better. Everyone thinks they sound better after a couple of drinks. Thank you, mate. Very kind. Thomas says, THW, John Sir method eliminates the 0 fret intolerance. I use it all the time. There we go.
Interesting.
Nice. Lawrence, I'll check him out. Nice. Talking of Black Star, have you seen Henning's video on the Amp 2? He tells people not to buy it. Wouldn't be surprised if the video gets pulled. You see, he's good. I have a lot of respect for him because he does tend to, sometimes he can be quite
obnoxious,
opinionated, German. I mean that in the nicest possible way. No, I mean, I mean that very sort of. No, I mean that in the nicest possible way.
That's really good.
It can be English. It's it's we have certain traits as nationalities, don't we? But he's if he doesn't like something, he'll say it.
The problem I've got with that, it's not with Henning, it's with Jeremy Clarkson or anyone, Glenn, who I've now met and chatted with and been very civil with and all that sort of stuff. The problem I have when they go off on one, they forget that there are children who might not eat dinner because daddy's being laid off because he used to work for that company and their opinion is causing people not to eat.
Oh, I see. Oh, I understand that. I understand that. Yes. Yeah. But no, I also think he should be allowed to air his opinion. The only thing that I would do is that I would rather, if a company sent me a product and we do it, this happens.
Yes, we do it. We do it in the background all the time. So everyone says, "Oh, you only ever do good reviews." That's not true.
Yeah.
Well, the truth is, yes, we only do good reviews because they're the only ones that make it to YouTube.
I had this company this week that was asking me to review something. I just said it's pointless me reviewing it because it's not meant for the viewers of the channel, even though they're offering money for it. It's pointless. So and if it's a bad product, don't review it.
It's not ready. The thing's not in a reviewable state yet, is one I used to use a lot. So while people go, "Oh, you always say everything's really great," the truth of the matter is the stuff that makes it to the channel is really great.
Yeah,
nothing's perfect, and I think we're quite fair where we draw a.
Well, yeah. I mean, me and Lee gave that Laney pedal a bit of a slating, but Laney didn't send that pedal to us.
No, exactly. But I think you have to be very careful when you say it's like when you say this is terrible, don't buy it.
Oh, I'd never say that to someone.
I don't think any YouTuber or reviewer or influencer has the right to take food from children's mouths. I know that's a bit further down the road that happens, but Clarkson did it with Vauxhall. He nearly sent Vauxhall bankrupt because he absolutely slated the Vectra. Now, no matter what you think about the Vauxhall Vectra, he as a human being does not have the right to take the food out of workers' children's mouths.
But he has the right to give his opinion on something, as long as people think that that's not gospel. I think that's fine. But anyway,
the problem, I know I'm going a bit further down the thing, but I still think you've got to be careful.
But also, it's also taking money out of. It's also taking someone spending something on something that isn't very good. Is also taking you can look at it that way. So anyway,
but what do you say when you say a product comes out and you can't find a video on it? You go, hang on a second.
Yeah,
the first alarm bell to me is why has nobody reviewed it?
Yeah. No, that's fair enough. Gaza says yes. Unfortunately, both guitars have the string trees. They both have string trees. I would say that
the nut's badly cut.
The nut's been badly cut. It's very strange why both of them are like it. Or you want to check your bridge. Check your bridge that you haven't got a little indentation. The string hasn't worn into the bridge.
Yep,
I've definitely had that before. On my favorite guitar, my Esquire Telly. Is the bridge, when the guy sold it to me, I think the reason he sold it was because it had a dead B string or E string, whatever it was, and it was literally the saddle was damaged. So I just flipped over the saddle and put the screw in the other way, which you can do on the 50s tellies, and it worked perfectly. I might look at the salad. Yeah,
I had that on my Eagle as well.
Did you? There we go. Yeah,
I changed the saddles and it was perfect.
Yeah, definitely worth looking at. What's your favorite modulation? Thanks, guys. It's not really modulation, but my favorite modulation is a tremolo pedal.
I really like the TC chorus.
Yeah, it's really good.
That's really, really good. Or actually, the chorus that's in the JC 77. God, that's good.
Yeah.
One trick pony, but I don't care.
Yep.
Hang on a second.
Mr. Jones, thank you, sir. Thank you so much. And also Mr. McQuillan, I can see in the top.
Yes, yes, indeed. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Cheers, David. Thank you very much. Well, I'll have the coffee in your mouth. Go and check out David's Plectrums on Reverb. It's called the Highland Plectrum Company. They is awesome. There we go. Right. Lee says, Gary, it sounds like there's something in your nut slots. Ooh, I misses. Maybe slide some paper through them. That's true. Yeah, clean out the nut slot.
Or a pencil. Put some graphite in it.
Yeah, but that's normally if it sticks.
If it sticks, but if it's could be that. I'll try most things once. Allegedly.
Ed says, haha, I'm not a superstar guitar player. I'm intermediate, but I use effects to hide that I'm not Chris Buck or EVH. And I play around with different tunings. I play mostly alternative shoegazy rock. Nice.
Chris Buck, I loved him in REM.
Very good. Yeah, Chris Buck is just amazing guitar player. Safi says the amount of sugar and chime in Celine Dion's vocal is immense. Early records, especially, absolutely. Tony says, "What's the difference between a dead chicken on the road and a dead trombonist on the road?" There's at least a possibility the chicken was on its way to a kick. That's really good.
So, do you remember me saying a little while back about a gig where the guy basically canned the gig right last minute? He paid the deposit and he wanted his deposit back.
Oh,
right.
Right.
So he's now come back to me 3 gigs later, and I can actually do the gig.
Oh.
So I've said, right, okay, I'll need a deposit. I'm that guy. It was like probably 18 months ago now.
Oh, that gig. Oh, right, yeah.
I'll honour the deposit. And he's now said, I want 3 bands recorded and I want you to do front of house. And I'm like, okay, this is now a different gig. This is now not even the same gig. So I'm like, right, it's going to cost this. And he's come back with, okay. Great. So, it's nice to know that occasionally having business scruples and honouring the money he's already spent is going to work.
Absolutely. Nice.
To get to go to Oxford in a couple of weekend, a couple of Wednesdays time. So they have to get Gregoire in to cover for me.
Nice. Yeah, nice. Hollywood says, do you have any thoughts on YouTube channel names? Use real names or another name? You guys using a brand name to cover both of you. Well, there's a difference. So when I thought of the Studio Rats, it was because I didn't want it to be Paul Drew, because I think the channel can be bigger than the person. If it's, okay, let's put that into perspective. So you've got someone like, think of a big channel like Rhett Shull or Rick Beato, all that sort of stuff, all those sort of channels. It's all well and good, and that's fantastic. But if those guys get to a point where they go, do you know what? I think I want to get in some fresh blood and some different things.
Rick Beato is Everything Music, though, remember?
How do you mean?
Well, his channel's called Everything Music.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't. Okay, that's brilliant. Yeah. For me, I think, and the name, at some point, if I wanted to get some other guitar players in or whatever, or expand the channel so it's bass, recording, guitar, drums, whatever, then it's not just one person. That's the way I saw it. That's the way I see it anyway. I don't know if you agree, James. Do you?
Yeah, I think we see it in the next 18 months or so becoming much more than just. The Studio Rats is a very generic title, which gives us the ability to do that, which is cool.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think at no point are we going to neglect our core viewership, readership, if you like, for lack of a better word. But I think it's worth trying to push on. Say most of you out there don't just play guitar. You're probably doing some recording. You're probably doing gigs. So the other things we're going to talk about are all totally relevant. They might not be as relevant to you as, say, we're going to review a new pedal.
Mhm.
and it might only be relevant to half of you, say, but still, 30,000 people watching a video is still a lot of people, and we know that more than 50% of the people who watch the videos aren't subscribed.
Mhm. Oh God, no, it's like 80%.
Yeah, it's scary.
Mm.
So if we could get the people, whenever we put the words Marshall in the title of a video, it goes ballistic, because all of a sudden anyone searching for probably the most famous guitar amp manufacturer in the world ever sees those videos.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think it'll happen. I think it'll happen organically. It won't be something we force. It will all of a sudden we'll start putting a video out or two. Now I'm in here and now I'm set up. I think things will start to happen a bit more here. We do have plans to do a Studio Arts Live day here. We're just finalizing dates for that. Just let us know in the comments now, midweek or weekend. Just put mid or end in the comments, and then we'll know to either pitch it for a Saturday. It won't be a Sunday because I like my weekends. Either be a Saturday or put mid or sat, so that way we'll know. Because quite frankly, it will be you, the hardened masses, that will probably be turning up to these things anyway. We might even be able to stream it.
There we go. There we go.
So we'll try and do that as well. But let us know, because you're our focus group for tonight. Right, let's move on.
Thomas says, Boss Gigmaster actually may sell well. If you consider all the streaming mixer software like Wavelink, etc., those are predominantly software. There's a lot of love out there for hardware interface. Is that what is it called? No, the Gigcaster. Sorry, I was getting confused with. Yeah, the Gigcaster.
Strangely, talking about broadcasty type things, this rocked up today.
Well, there you go.
Which is the bigger version of your one.
Yeah, nice.
It's the 8 input one.
That is. I tell you what, that's one of the only things in the studio. If it broke, I'd have to get another one.
Yeah.
So useful.
1,200 quid for the big one.
Yeah, yeah.
But for the job it's going to be doing, it's complete overkill. But I thought there was no point in buying the 4-camera one when the 8-camera one might be useful later on.
There we go. Lee says, is the amp you'd like to try a Mad Professor? No, Mad Professor are actually made in the UK, even though they're a Danish company.
So yeah,
they're actually made in the UK. I think Mad Professor are actually made by, and it's not advertised, they're actually made by Victory. That's made at the Victory factory. 220 is EU, 240 is UK. Oh, there we go. 120 for America, 110 for Japan. There we go.
So by doing it 220 rather than 240, it's much easier with transformers to get the right voltages.
Okay. Nice. Alec Bourne, evening lads. Hello to the rats. Hi Alec, hope you and your family are well. JP Allen says, you were talking about the Dumble clone. Did you mean Bluetone? No. Based in Colorado, yes, no, they're great, and yes, they're incredible, but pricey at $5,000 more. No, it's oh God, it was on the tip of my tongue then. Anyway, it'll come to me. It'll come to me in a minute. Mark Jones says, love watching your show. Cheers, Mark. Yeah, we'd like to. I'd like to have a go on your guitar. Gary says, Lee, lol, so perhaps I just need to book an appointment with the docs. There we go. Rest in peace. Be honest, it's all you need to do. That's true. Ned says, to be fair, Henning only said that the Amp 2 was unsellable and unusable. Hear me out. He was talking about the lack of presets. You can use one setting live because you won't tweak mid-show. There we go. Pet says, I could quite happily plant the head firmly on that man from Top Gear. No names mentioned. Any love for the new Guild Surf Liner Deluxe? Yes, it looks really nice, actually. I didn't see the price point. That came out a few weeks ago, didn't it? Yeah, I think it looks really, really nice, Alec. Yeah, really nice. Jeff Cook, mid and in Brisbane.
Yes. Your commute might be a bit more brutal.
I see. I was confused. Lee says YouTube vids. that Jet one did well. Is it because it's cheap item? Do you think? Yeah, definitely.
Hmm.
And yeah, I think it's exactly what it is there. I think people that there's a massive market for cheap guitars. There's probably a very small market, niche market for expensive guitars like the ones I like, James likes. But yeah, you like
I'm not
expensive
sure. I'm not
guitars.
sure I'm quite in the same league as the ones you like, but
Wow, the one I bought today was that was cheap for me.
I don't think I've spent £1,000 on a guitar in a very long time, other than that Explorer. And again, because that was an absolute steal, in my opinion.
For sure. Yeah, it was. Speaking of subscribed, would be an idea for the guys' channel to throw down some likes for the old YouTube algorithm. Yes, thanks, mate. That would be absolutely fantastic.
Lovely
Thanks,
if you could.
yeah, give us a like, guys, because it really does help and helps.
And
us
if you're
push
watching and not subscribed, hey, subscribe. This rubbish could appear in your inbox every week.
Yeah, get weekly guff. Aristotle says, Mad Professor is a Finnish company. Okay, yeah, they're Finnish, but it's made in the amps are made in the UK, but the design was Swedish. Bjorn Gull. Ah, interesting. Two Rock. Nope, not Two Rock. I've had a Two Rock.
Yeah.
Two Rock are great. Yes, Lee says, Mad Professor, yes, I saw them at Victory Factory when I had a peek there. Nice. Amp Nation is the company.
Nice.
Stereotone from Malaysia. No, Stereotone make they basically do lots of copies of lots of different amps. They'll do like a Dr. Z copy, they'll do a Matchless copy, they'll do a Dumble copy. But yeah, great amps, really good amps, and quite reasonable as well.
Nice.
I think the Mad Professor are from Finland. I had their Fire Red Fuzz for a while. It's good, but the Dodd Car Koza is more versatile, so I kept that one. Nice. That's nice.
Boom.
Mississippi Blues amplified. Thank you, Mississippi Blues. There we go.
Well
there we go. I like bread plate. That's true. That bread plate was fantastic.
I liked that as well.
Yeah, and he was selling it as well, and it was. I was just like, I couldn't justify it. I think if I got rid of my Matchless, I could justify it. But
I did prefer your Matchless, if I'm honest.
Did you? You prefer the Matchless? Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
A. Ahmed said, "Good evening, Dumble Clone Amplified Nation." There we go. Everyone's getting it now. Thanks. Yes, Mad Professor is from Finland, but most of them pedals are designed by Bjorn Joel from Sweden. Everyone knows. Everyone's got so much information. Jeff Rock, good gear week. Traded gear for an American vintage 261 Strat. Nice.
Very nice.
If it's that red one that you've got on there, that's lovely. My pre-arthritic hands like the 725. Interesting. Plus a Spark mini amp. I'm tired of the bollocking of my 212 being in the lounge. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the wife won't mind the Spark. Yeah, the American vintage 2. Then that's a nice guitar. That
very nice,
especially rosewood red and rosewood. HK, hello. Do you remember the EHX Holiest Grail reverb? I don't remember the Holiest. I remember the Holy Grail.
Yeah,
they should bring it back some form. Nice.
That'll be a good one.
Yeah,
I liked that. And we're there.
Are we done?
We're done. Thank you ever so much for joining us. If anything interesting comes in, I'm going to put this one in just because it's humorous.
Pet says, I have an assortment of aftershaves for special occasions. Wednesday comes around too soon, just saying.
HK is saying holiest. Definitely holiest.
Ooh. I have to check that out. I haven't seen that.
Last one.
By the way, Olsen Amps has Bjorn Joel's signature amp, and it looks really nice. I'll check that. Don't know Olsen Amps.
Definitely. Great stuff. Thank you for joining us this evening, everyone. I hope you've had a blast. We always do. I always enjoy our Wednesday night gatherings. We'll be back next week with more of the same. There's a fair chance that you're going to get this from me next week because on Tuesday, I'm having a wisdom tooth out.
Oh, yeah, nasty business.
So there's a fair chance I might not be able to talk properly.
Oh, you'll be all right. You'll be fine. You'll be fine on Wednesday.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of anything like that. So have a great week, everyone. Take care, stay safe, and all that sort of stuff. And we will see you again very soon. Good night.
Cheers, guys.